Hello there, hola. Today, I'd like to talk to you about this morning's press conference. President AMLO spoke about what would happen if a conservative party wins the election next time. And this was in response to a group of individuals who were apparently adversaries, but they are uniting, apparently uniting. So let's see what President AMLO says about this.
Y es fuera máscaras, porque se suponía que estaban en partidos distintos. El Partido de la Revolución.
So AMLO says, well, take off your masks, because apparently they were opposing parties. So the Partido de la Revolución, that means the PRI, the Revolutionary Party.
Y el partido que surge para oponerse a la revolución.
And the party that was created to oppose the PRI, the PRI, to oppose the revolution, that's the PAN.
Muy en particular a la política popular y patriótica del general Cárdenas, se unen.
So the party that was created to oppose President Cárdenas' policies unites with its opposition. So these two parties unite.
Pero es la defensa de intereses creados.
So then what happens is that they are both defending private interests.
Pero están en su derecho.
And that is their right.
Y yo estoy contento porque vamos avanzando.
And I'm happy because we're making progress.
Porque se está consolidando el proceso de transformación y
because the fourth transformation of Mexico is being consolidated.
De más tiempo pase, más se va a consolidar.
So the longer we are getting this done, the more it is getting consolidated.
Y va a ser muy difícil retrogradar.
And it would be harder to go back.
Va a ser muy difícil dar marcha atrás. A ver, si llevamos a cabo, por eso se están oponiendo también, la revocación del mandato, que ya.
So what happens if the process of electoral or presidential revocation takes place? And this is exactly why they are opposing it. And this means that there's this new law called Proceso de Revocación, and that means that the president's term can be revoked, and that's what the new law says.
Ya está en la Constitución.
It is now in the Constitution, Mexican Constitution.
Toco madera.
Knock on wood.
Se unen todos los conservadores con todo su dinero.
So what happens if all of the conservative entities unite, including their money?
Y se vuelven a apoderar.
And they take over the government again.
Del gobierno. Y vuelven a poner el gobierno al servicio de una minoría.
And they revert all the policies so that everything is benefiting a small group of people.
Pero ya está en la Constitución la revocación del mandato.
But now in the Constitution, in the Mexican Constitution, this new law for the presidential term revocation.
Entonces, soy seguro que van a haber ciudadanos que van a pedir que se revoque el mandato.
So I'm sure that if that happens, and if there's people who are not happy with the policies of the new government, they will call up for this law to take place, to revoke the presidential term.
Son cambios casi irreversibles.
So these are changes that they are almost irreversible.
Y el cambio más irreversible es el cambio de mentalidad.
And the change that is the most irreversible is the change of political awareness.
La toma de conciencia.
Being aware of what's happening.
Porque pueden acabar con el Banco del Bienestar.
Because the new government could put an end to the new bank, the Banco del Bienestar. This is a bank that AMLO started for to benefit people who would not otherwise be able to have access to a bank account.
Podrían, toco madera, no quiero, privatizar el aeropuerto Felipe Ángeles, privatizar el Tren Maya.
Because this new government could privatize the new Felipe Ángeles airport, or, he says, knock on wood, or privatize the Mayan train, the Tren Maya, which is a new railroad that AMLO is constructing in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Volver a dar concesiones para la explotación minera.
They could also give concessions for exploiting the underground mineries, foreign mineries.
Diestra y siniestra, seguir con las rondas para seguir entregando la riqueza petrolera.
They could also start giving concessions to foreign oil companies so that they can take away the wealth from Mexico.
De la nación a particulares.
And it could be awarded to just private individuals.
No va a ser fácil. No va a ser fácil.
It would not be easy.
Pero podrían.
But they could.
Hacerlo. Que vuelva a predominar la corrupción como era antes.
They could. For example, they could reverse the processes so that corruption comes back to the government again.
Pero el cambio de mentalidad.
But again, the political awareness.
¿Cómo? ¿Cómo echan para atrás eso?
How can they do that? How can they revert that process of political awareness?
Eso es lo más importante. Por eso todos tenemos que ayudar.
So that's the most important part, and that's why everyone needs to help.
A fortalecer la nueva corriente de pensamiento.
To strengthen the new way of thinking.
Y darle atención a los jóvenes.
And to pay attention to the youth, to the Mexican youth.
Y no dar por hecho de que ya los jóvenes tienen conocimiento de lo que sucedió.
And we should not take it for granted that the youth knows what happened in the past.
En otros tiempos, no. La mayoría, millones de jóvenes, no saben qué pasó.
So yes, millions of youth do not know what happened.
Cuando Salinas tomó la decisión de entregar teléfonos de México,
For example, when President Salinas decided to privatize the telecommunications businesses, such as Teléfonos de México, that's a Mexican company that ran all the phone systems in Mexico.
los bancos, las
The Mexican banks, they were also privatized by Salinas.
minas,
And the minery in Mexico was also privatized.
no tienen conocimiento de eso.
So the youth, they do not know about this.
Las empresas, todo. Hay que hay que informar, orientar, concientizar.
So that's why we need to inform and raise the awareness because otherwise the youth would not know.
Ya me tengo que ir.
Okay, so now he has to go. All right, so let me stop here. And this morning's press conference was very relevant for me because this is one of the reasons why I started this channel. I'm aware that not a lot of people are watching it now, but I just think that there are a lot of Mexican youth in the US who speak English and who might not be aware of what's happening, or they have no clue of what happened to Mexico and what made their parents or uncles or whoever leave their country and look for other options of life. And yes, of course, yeah, if they're now in a good place, wonderful. And I think it's very important that now all the Mexicans in the US that have the opportunity of having two nationalities and be able to influence the elections in both countries, this is huge, this is important. And so I think that being politically aware is important. I know that sometimes the videos are long, but I think it's part of what I'm doing.